All right, let's dive into a story that's really a modern-day parable. It's all about financial foresight, about how we can prepare for those storms life just loves to throw our way. It's a story of wisdom, resilience, and ultimately, finding peace of mind. You know that feeling, right? That sudden, cold drop in your stomach when you realize that no matter how carefully you've planned everything, one single crisis could threaten it all? That fear, that's exactly where our story kicks off. So let's meet the main character of our story. Her name is Chloe, and she is someone who has meticulously, carefully built a life full of purpose and stability. Chloe is 38 years old, and she's a marketing consultant for nonprofits, which is work she's really passionate about. Now, when it comes to her finances, she is savvy, she is diligent, she's got it all together. She sees it as a form of stewardship, carefully managing what she has so she can do good in the world. And because of all this careful planning, Chloe just lived with this deep sense of gratitude. She was genuinely thankful for her health, for being able to do work that mattered, and for having the ability to give back. Her life felt stable, purposeful, secure. Or, well, so she thought. But as life often does, it had other plans. There was a storm gathering on the horizon. And the funny thing is, it wasn't a storm that was going to hit Chloe directly, at least not at first. The crisis actually started with a friend, someone in her community, who was suddenly diagnosed with a major illness. And this wasn't some abstract story on the news. This was personal. It was immediate. It hit really, really close to home. Chloe had a front row seat as this terrible diagnosis quickly spiraled into complete financial turmoil for her friend's family. Medical bills, lost income, it just eroded everything they had worked for. And that was Chloe's wake-up call. Her big realization that a health crisis can absolutely shatter even a most secure-looking financial life. So naturally, this whole experience forced Chloe to take a hard look at her own life and to ask a really tough question about her own financial security. And it made her think of that old parable of the wise and foolish builders. You know the one. And she asked herself, was my foundation actually built on solid rock? Or was it on sand this whole time? She'd always thought of herself as a wise builder, but now she wasn't so sure. I mean, the parable translates perfectly to her situation, right? A foundation on sand is vulnerable. One crisis and your savings are gone. But a foundation on rock, that's resilient. It's built to actually withstand the storm and protect you from the unexpected. This was the choice staring Chloe right in the face. And so, she had to ask that critical question. As a single woman, with her entire livelihood dependent on her ability to work, what would happen to her? What would happen to all the good work she supports if that raging storm were to hit her life? That question lit a fire under her. It sent her on a search for a real answer, a way to turn her financial foundation from shaky sand into solid, unbreakable rock. And her investigation led her to a really powerful discovery. It was like finding a shield, something for those unexpected battles you have to fight in the here now. What she found was something called a critical illness rider. Now, a rider is just a fancy word for an add-on to a regular insurance policy. But this one provides what's called a living benefit. So what does that mean? It means if you're diagnosed with a major illness that's covered by the policy, you get a tax-free lump sum cash payment to use however you need. For Chloe, this was it. This was the solid rock she'd been looking for. So, okay, let's break down the practical wisdom here. How exactly does a rider like this protect you? How does it build that stronger foundation we're talking about? Well, it protects you in 3 absolutely critical ways. First, it helps you pay your bills. That cash can cover your mortgage, your groceries, all those daily expenses while you can't work. Second, and this is huge, it lets you focus on healing. You are free from that crushing weight of financial stress, so you can put all your energy into getting better. And third, it protects your savings. It stops a medical crisis from wiping out the assets you've worked so hard to build. But, the biggest benefit isn't just about the money. It's emotional. By putting this protection in place, Chloe found this deep, abiding peace, just knowing that her foresight had built real, tangible resilience into her life. So by actually taking action, Chloe was able to transform her financial plan into a true financial fortress, really securing her own path to peace of mind. Think about it. By adding that rider, Chloe didn't just have a life insurance policy anymore. She had a financial fortress. She had built a foundation that she was truly confident could withstand even the fiercest storms life could throw at it, which allowed her to keep doing her good work without that fear of the unknown hanging over her. And that really brings us to the final question, doesn't it? The one Chloe's story really leaves us with. It's time to take a look at your own financial life and just ask yourself, is my foundation truly built to weather the storm?